It's a dilemma that we've all faced. You head to the shops, you fill your trolley with the groceries and you get to the checkout.
Yes.
And then you realise you've forgotten your wallet.
Yes, it's very annoying when that happens. So enter the latest whiz-bang technology where you can have a microchip implanted in your thumbs, making wallets a thing of the past. So you don't have to worry about leaving them behind. Now, our next guest, Meow Ludau, has the implant, and he joins us now. First of all, Meow, is that your birthday?
It's not. I changed it about 11 years ago. I'd always wanted to change it since I was in high school, and then I was watching Super Troopers, and that's where all the meow.
Yeah, fair enough. So show us this implant. What have you done?
Yeah, so I've got a small implant about the size of a grain of rice.
Can
it
I
might be a
feel
bit
it?
hard to see, yeah. You can push it around a bit if you want. There you go. So it's
like a bone.
yeah, so it's covered in glass. It's got some electronics inside, and it's similar to maybe an Opal card or a PayPass key card.
Did it hurt getting put in?
No, it was actually pretty painless.
Really?
So it's kind of similar to a dog or a cat microchip.
Why?
So the main reason I've got it is to interact with technology. So I've got my phone and I can interact with it, and I can change the information that goes onto it.
So, what happens? I mean, is the likelihood that you could get, attacked or mugged and then your chip taken out and then used by someone else?
I hope not.
Well, but that would be, that would be a possibility, wouldn't it?
Definitely. So one of the ways that we're addressing that is by making the chip be topped up with money. So if we are using it for our payment technology, we would put an amount of money, say $50 or $100 on it before you go out to limit that. So PayPass is the same. Someone could take your card and then start using that.
Sure.
But by limiting the amount of money on there, we limit the value, and then we could also cancel it if someone stole it from you. Hopefully that's not the case.
All these ramifications of it.
Yeah.
So PayPass is one of the ways that you can obviously see that it would be effective. What are some of the other uses?
It's only limited by your imagination. There's one of the things I've been talking about is putting medical data onto it. So if you have allergies, or if you have going to another country, there might be a way that you could put sensitive information on there.
You can just be scanned if you're facing an emergency.
That's right. So if you come in unconscious, for example, and the doctor needs to get your Medicare number, you might want to be able to give that even in an incapacitated state.
Public transport and everything too, right?
That's right. If you have people who are at high risk of leaving a nursing home, for example, a dementia or an Alzheimer's patient, you might be able to what's called geofence off the nursing home. So if that person left, would notify someone and then tell them where they might be.
It's very sci-fi. It's like you're taking us to the future here
Skynet's
with
taking
this whole
over.
idea.
Yeah.
Do you think it would be adopted on a broad scale though? Would the general population be up for doing this kind of thing?
Originally I thought no, but everyone I talk to now is very in favour of the technology. Now
You're talking to your science friends though, aren't you?
I talk to
mums and dads and...
So I'm running for the science party at the moment, and I have a public science lab. So I actually speak to a huge range of the public, and it's surprising the people that are interested in getting the technology implanted. Now, if you think about it, other people already have a lot of technology implanted in them already. So things like IUDs and Implant, the contraceptive medication, is very similar to this. This is just for a slightly different purpose.
Do you have? Are you going to test it? Is that?
Yeah. So on my phone, it never works when you want it to work.
Yeah,
Let's see how it
live
goes.
TV. Can you turn
There we
maybe,
go. So if you,
So it's scanned.
it's scanned, it's picked it up. If I click on here, it's brought up my business card.
Wow.
So that's a very simple application. If I bring up something else, this gives you an example of the type of information that you can put on. So if we go to here, I get a new data set. These are the types of things you can do. So you can put your Wi-Fi password on, so if someone comes to your house, they can tap on. There's things like launching applications, GPS coordinates. So there's a whole range of things you can do with it. And as the technology increases, we'll see more and more applications.
And what about companies coming on board with that? Because obviously you need to have the other end being parties. Any interest?
Yep, so Visa just announced that they have an NFC ring they're giving to the athletes in Brazil for the Olympics. So we're seeing adoption of this technology. We know PayPass already works with the same technology as this, and we have been speaking with some people about ways we might be able to make this happen, but that's in the works.
All right.
Yeah.
That's another feel of it. It's
There you
quite
go.
amazing.
It is really cool. And I think it's a very exciting time. I think
So you've just sort of slotted it in there. There's a slight wound you've got there.
Yeah.
That's right.
You sure it didn't hurt? I don't believe it.
That's
I've had a piercing done and it hurt.
I think it's all relative. So the amount of pain was quite small, I think, compared to when I had my tongue pierced once upon a time. That was much more painful.
Wow. Did you do it?
No.
Yeah. Good on you though, that's great.
It's fantastic.
It's very interesting though, it's intriguing, yeah. All right, thank you, thanks for coming in.
Thanks very much for your
There
time.
you go, Jane, would you do it?
I think that's a safe no, Deb. It is fascinating technology though, incredible.
Absolutely.